which moves us swiftly on to pay TV. Pre-COVID, numbers showed a world where pay TV continues to dominate in revenue terms, but revenues are slowly eroding as SVOD and AVOD continue to steal share in a growing market for video revenues. Regional variations are key, but now we have COVID to consider as well. Consumer expenditure on pay TV historically has been very resilient in recession. People tend to substitute bigger spend items, going out, eating, entertainment, travel, and trading that for staying in and watching pay TV. However, conditions are different now and it's less clear. In particular, we've got the suspension of sport. And then also we have a very different competitive market for video services. Short term, sports is a big issue, but one would hope this would remain shorter term. Aside from the overall fundamentals when it comes to the economics of sports teams, the short-term revenue loss from a lack of premium subs along with restricted subscriber recruitment will hurt, but the lockdown will end. But of more concern is consumers have different choice now, meaning pay TV could face harder times than previous recessions. But they're not the only ones exposed. SVOD are exposed to increase in churn, with more switching, potentially a byproduct of stay-at-home, increased consumption, and challenges with the content pipeline as well from production slowdowns. Recessionary implications, though, will be hard to predict. If you listen to Netflix results 2 days ago, you'd be struck by the tone they took with announcing their very good results and the honest approach to forward guidance, using the word literally guesswork. Lots of things could be caught by pay TV innovation, but using broad brushstrokes with TV, we've seen big change and it can only continue. More on demand, more flexibility with packages, more innovative relationships and services, and adjustments to the pricing proposition. We're not here to really address the finer points with long lists of innovations by operators, easy to create, but there are some core issues rising to the top. Our survey at the end of the year showed a focus on third-party OTT, service inclusion, and on demand. But our discussions also relay an overall landscape of cutting third-party channel costs, and many relying on bundled economics to fight competition as well. And some of the other initiatives seemingly were less important. Operators are clearly struggling with the challenge of potentially cannibalizing revenues with pricing innovations like skinny pay TV, which is needed by many to grow the market in certain countries, and other service innovations such as virtual pay TV. New initiatives in 2019 in this area have on the whole been restrained. There's been extensive innovation with thinner client devices, app-based services, streaming device integration with lots of Fire Stick, Chromecast, Roku and Apple TV launches, but often those are without radical proposition change, and often they still require broadband contracts. Frequently they don't offer a complete service. In fact, most of the time they don't offer a complete service, including in particular free TV channels. Some of these examples here don't strictly qualify as virtual pay TV in the strictest sense of the term, but actually that's the point of putting them here. There are some signs of more launches outside of the US and some signs of struggles in the US, with Etisalat's recent launch in the UAE of Switch TV here on the left, and some of the other restructuring of offers in Germany. But outside of the US, most initiatives in fact have no free TV offer, being the hardest to negotiate properly and fit into a challenging cost model, and are a subset of the pay TV business. But finally, going back to the issue of aggregation, very different levels going on, again, illustrating here. With Disney, we talked about the difference between the Sky integration and the Canal partnership, and there it's a good example of the variation. As we discussed when discussing, as we said when we're discussing direct-to-consumer, aggregation of SVOD and OTT services is becoming more of an issue, and the independent, let's say, a la carte aggregators are unlikely in the short term to really hurt traditional pay TV. But pay TV needs to play a stronger role before new platforms do start bundling and discounting. I mean, just two of the ones here in particular, Vodafone in Spain and Canal in France, are significantly kind of bundling numerous services. The Vodafone Serie Lover Pack has HBO Spain, Prime Video and Stars Play in it. And the Canal Cine Series Pack now has Disney, Netflix, OCS, all the Canal channels and more services in it. It's huge in its construct.